Hello everyone! It's Samantha and welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting day because today I'm doing my very first monthly reading wrap-up. I'm going to be doing September and October together, and in total I've read 8 books. Now, the way I'm going to be doing reviews is I'm going to be talking a little bit about the book, trying not to do spoilers because spoiler alert, and I hate when people spoil things. Ugh, I hate it so much. So hopefully I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. And then I'm going to be doing my review of the book, like have my thoughts on it and everything, and then I'm going to be doing my rating of the book. 5 stars is being the top rating. All right, let's get started, shall we? The first book I read in September ended up being Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This book, you guys, isn't this so cool? Wait for it. I'm going to show you guys something that I love when hard books do this. I love when hardcover books give a little bit of something on the hardcover. And then the inside, look at that. Isn't that so cool? I think it's cool. And it has like a little x-rayed frog. I love frogs. Not Quite Dead Yet is a murder mystery, but with a twist. The twist being that our main character, Jet, who is the murder victim, is alive and has to solve her own murder within 7 days before she's finally... That's not a spoiler. It is literally on the cover. Just so you guys know. I didn't spoiler alert that. Now, my thoughts on this book. First things first, I was not a fan of Jet. I know you're supposed to like your main character, but I was not a fan of her. She was rude throughout the whole book, which I get it. You've been murdered, but like, chill out, okay? Chill out. And also, I'm not really a huge murder mystery book fan because I grew up watching murder mysteries. So it's usually pretty easy for me to figure out who done it. But I actually really liked how this book turned out. I had 2 people who I thought did it, and the second person actually, who I thought did it, ended up being the one who did it. Just saying. I didn't say names. I gave this book 4 stars, mainly because I liked the pace of it and the twist of it was kind of cool. I mean, solving your own murder, like, I'm not gonna say that's every person's dream who's been murdered, but like, it'd be kind of cool to solve your own murder, right? The second book I read in September was Under a Dancing Star by Laura Wood. Look at the cover of this. Is this or is this not the prettiest cover you've ever seen? It shimmers. So cute. This book is a romance novel set in the 1930s, and it's following Beatrice, who, trying to get away from her parents who are forcing her into a marriage she doesn't want, goes to live with her bohemian uncle and his fiancée in Italy. There she meets Ben, an inspiring artist who is a little arrogant, not gonna lie, he's pretty arrogant. Sparks end up flying, and they set out to have the perfect summer romance. But unfortunately, the real world starts catching up to them because there is a war brewing on the horizon. I gave this book 5 stars. It just has all the feels, you guys. It has all the feels. I love all the characters in this book. Oh, it's so cute, and there is a few sad parts in this book, I'm not gonna lie, but it's so cute. So if you are in the mood for a romance novel, and not like a romance, but like a cute, cozy romance novel, I recommend this one. The third book I read in September is Piglet by Lottie Hazel. Isn't the artwork on this book kind of cool? I think it's kind of cool. It's a hamburger, if you can't tell. This book is a contemporary fiction book, and I'm not gonna lie with you guys, it was kind of sad. It follows Piglet, an inspiring cookbook editor, and her journey towards her wedding day. This book, it touches on some pretty touchy-feely subjects, including eating disorders, anxiety, pressure of womanhood, and it's just... it was a little bit of a tough read to get through, I'm not gonna lie. There were some things that were very like, ugh. It was a pretty good contemporary book. It was really sad. I'm not gonna lie, it was a sad book. I liked how they showcased all like the mentality that pressure puts you under. I just really loved how they showcased that. I gave this book, I believe, a 4-star or 3.5-star, one of those. It was just a really good book. Now, the last book I read in September ended up being a really popular book. I'm pretty sure everybody read. It is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. I told you guys I'm not good at names at all, but look at this book. Look at the cover. Look at the chicken. It's got a chicken that's a skeleton right here. A chicken that's a skeleton. Oh, this book was so cool, you guys. Not gonna lie though, I gave it 3.4 stars. It was very slow paced in some parts, and I think it could have done better. But this book follows Sarah Swan, who is a witch who lost her magic, and she is just trying to live her life and help her aunt run an enchanted inn. And in comes Luke, who happens to be a magical historian, and his sister Posey, who decide to stay with them for a little while. It also has a slightly villainous fox who talks. I love it when animals talk in books. It's just so magical, so magical. Now, I said my review on this is, I said it before, I didn't really care for this book, which is unfortunate because it was a book everybody really seemed to enjoy, but I didn't. The only thing I seem to enjoy is that it showcased Posey, Luke's sister, and she's autistic. I have an autistic niece. I love the way that the author showed that. Mainly, like I said, I have somebody in my family who's autistic, and I love it when books have something that I have in my family or in myself, and it showcases that because it kind of shows the real world, you know? Moving on to October, you guys. So excited about this specific group of books. Oh, so I read a brand new genre that I've never read before, and now I have an obsession with it. I have so many books of this genre now that I can't wait to get into. And the genre that I'm talking about, Gothic novels, I just love them now. In this book, The Hounding by Kenobi Purvis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, it was so good. Look at the artwork. Look at the hounds. Get it? Hounds, hounding. Haha. Anyways. Oh, I'm so weird. Now, The Hounding was a phenomenal read, you guys. Something I've never read before. It was just mind-opening. Whole new experience. Now, this book has multiple point of views, but the weird thing about it is it doesn't tell you who is who until you're reading it. Like, it just, has like chapter 8, chapter 9, stuff like that. It doesn't tell you whose point of view it is. You have to figure it out yourself. That's one thing I didn't really care about. I like it when I know who I'm reading. Again, I said that this book has multiple point of views, but the main focus is set around the Mansfield girls. They're 4 girls who live with their grandfather, and the whole entire town just doesn't like them, it seems. Like, the whole town is skeptical about them. They think they're weird, and one of them believes that he saw them turning into dogs. My review on this book, like I said, you guys, this book was a whole new experience for me, and I loved it. I loved it so much. And I think The Hounding just showcases how easily mass hysteria can spread and how rumors can actually really hurt people. I gave this book a 4 stars, and I would highly recommend it to anybody, especially anybody who wants to start getting into Gothic literature. I would start with this book. Now, the second novel I read in October is another Gothic read, but this time it's a Gothic horror read. It's called My Darling Dreadful Thing by Joanna Van Veen. Look at the cover, you guys. Isn't it so spooky looking? Oh, it was such a good book. Such a good book. It follows Ruse and her spiritual companion, who is not like a ghost, but like a twisted corpse-like being is the best way to describe how Ruth is. That's the name of her spirit companion. It's Ruth. One day, while conducting a seance, Ruse meets Agnes, a wealthy widow who sweeps her away to her haunted estate. I liked how this book was written. I think Joanna writes really well, to be honest with you. I just finished another book by her. That will be obviously this month's reading wrap up. It was so good, you guys. Her writing is just so enticing. Every chapter was so easy to get through, and I loved how this book was done in like a doctor's notes type of way. So she is, I don't really want to give it away, but I'm gonna give it away anyways. She's in a mental asylum, basically. Every chapter has doctor's notes, and she is basically talking to her doctor about what happened. If you want to know what happened, read the book. I gave this book 4 stars, I believe. Yes, I gave this book 4 stars. Ugh. I get so thirsty talking about books. Now, the third book I read in October. This is a very popular book, you guys, that I'm pretty sure every single person who's a booktuber has read. Of course, I had to do my take on it. It is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Look at the cover, you guys. Tell me this is not the most Stars Hollow book you've ever seen. Like, this is Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls. It's 100% Stars Hollow. It's so pretty. This showcases the perfect autumn in Vermont. It takes place in 1997 in Copper Run, which, by the way, you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was saying the wrong name of the town. I'm so stupid. I was saying the wrong name of the town like throughout the whole book until I was like, oh. That's me liking to mispronounce words. Hello, everybody. It's me again. I guess I lost the footage of me talking about the third book I read in October, so here I am the next day to talk about it. So this follows 2 point of views, one being Michelle, who's a busybody city girl who moves into her mom's B&B to help run it until her sister graduates from college. And the second point of view is Cliff, who happens to be the small town's baker, and he has 2 daughters who he has to raise, as well as a business he has to take care of. Michelle is not very happy about running this inn because she has no idea how to do it, but thankfully Cliff is there to help her along the way. My thoughts on this book was I thought it was really cute. It seems like I read a romance rom-com-y book every month, so this happened to be the one. This book was very Gilmore Girls. It was very cozy, had all the feels, and I gave it 4 stars. Lastly, I read Beasts by Joyce Carol Oates. Look at the cover. The cover is really cool, isn't it? I've seen this painting somewhere before, but I just don't know where. Anyways, it's a very small book. I think it took me like 2 days. It would have taken me 1 day, but I had to go to work. It was a very weird read. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. Probably the weirdest read I've ever read. Weirdest read I ever read? The weirdest book I've ever read. So weird. It follows Gillian Breyer at Catamount College in the 1970s, and she has an obsession with her professor, her poetry professor, and his fiance. The best way I can describe this book, I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, I'm sorry if this is, but the best way to describe this book is Blink Twice, the movie. Like, that is the best way I can describe this book. It was such a weird read, not gonna lie. I gave it 3.5 stars. That's how weird it was. It was a 3.5. It was very weird. All right, you guys, that was my reading wrap up for the months of September and October. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all enjoyed me talking about these books and my thoughts on them. And I also hope you guys enjoyed me being terrible at pronouncing the author's names. I don't know what it is, but I'm not good at pronouncing names. You know who you are. I'm pointing at you. You know who you are. This isn't for the rest of you. This is for someone specific. You know who you are. If any of you have any thoughts on these books that I was talking about or have questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Please give this video a like and a subscribe if you feel like it. I'm not pressuring you all, but if you feel like it, I would be very, very grateful. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, have fun. Bye!